A billionaire gave a broke college kid one piece of advice. The kid followed it, lost $40,000, got mocked by his friends, stressed out his family, and spent 3 years eating the same 4 meals on rotation. And it was the best decision he ever made. But here's what nobody tells you about that kind of story, the part they always cut out. It almost broke him first. Stay with me. So this kid is 22, freshly graduated, and he's got two job offers. One pays $72,000 a year, the other pays $31,000. And before you say obviously take the $72K, just wait, because the $31,000 job was an apprenticeship under a guy who'd built and sold 3 companies. No prestige, no fancy title, just access to someone who actually knew what they were doing. His friends didn't care about that part. Take the money, bro. You can learn stuff later. His parents were basically already mentally spending the $72,000, and honestly, he was leaning that way too. Then something happened. 3 weeks before graduation, he ends up at some alumni networking event, the kind where everyone's lying about how well they're doing, and he gets stuck in a corner talking to this quiet old guy, simply dressed, no one's paying attention to him, totally unremarkable looking. Turns out, this man had founded 4 companies. 2 of them crossed $1 billion, and somehow they got talking about the job offers. The old man listened, didn't make a face, didn't give a speech, just looked at him and said, "Never take a job for money, take it for skills. Money spends, skills compound." Said it like it was obvious, like he was talking about the weather, then went back to eating his appetizer. And that was it. The kid turned down $72,000, took the apprenticeship. And I need to be really honest with you about what happened next, because most people who tell this story completely skip the part that actually matters. Year 1 was not a montage. It was not cinematic. It was $31,000 a year in a city where rent alone was $1,100 a month. It was $200 left over at the end of each month if nothing went wrong. It was watching his college friends post LinkedIn updates about their new apartments and their first work trips while he was eating rice and eggs for the 3rd night in a row. His dad never directly said you made a mistake, but every single phone call had that energy. His mom kept forwarding him job listings, just something to think about. He'd open them at 11 p.m. in his tiny apartment and just sit there. The doubt wasn't something he pushed through with a motivational quote. It was a constant low hum in the background of everything. About 14 months in, he sat down and did the math, calculated what he would have made at the other job. It was $40,000 in foregone income. $40,000 he didn't have because of advice from a stranger at a party. He almost quit that night. What kept him going wasn't inspiration. It wasn't some big vision board moment. It was one small, undeniable thing. Every single week, he could feel himself getting genuinely better at something real. Not performance review better, not great job on that deck better. Fundamentally, actually more capable as a person. He was learning how businesses broke and how they got fixed, how to read people, how to negotiate, how to build something from nothing. His mentor treated him less like an employee and more like someone being prepared for something. By year 2, he was running projects, making real calls, screwing some of them up badly and learning more from those screw-ups than he ever would have from getting it right. By year 3, something had quietly shifted. He had a specific, rare, provable set of skills that most people his age just didn't have. The market noticed almost immediately. He got offered a role at 26, paying $118,000, not because of his degree, because of what he could actually do and walk into a room and prove. But here's what I need you to understand, and this is the whole point of this story. Those 3 years cost him something real. The loneliness was real. The financial stress was real. The self-doubt was real. This is not a fairy tale where the hard parts were secretly fine and it all worked out beautifully. The hard parts were genuinely, legitimately hard. But what he built in those 3 years lived inside him, couldn't be taken away, couldn't be outsourced, couldn't be made redundant, couldn't be inflated away, couldn't crash with the market. Money spends, skills compound. And the thing about compound growth is it looks like absolutely nothing is happening for a long time. You feel behind, you feel stupid, you feel like everyone else figured something out that you missed. Then one day you look up and everything is different and you can't even pinpoint when the shift happened. If you're in that early period right now where it feels like you're falling behind, where the sacrifice doesn't seem to be paying off yet, where you're doing the math at 11 p.m. and it's not adding up, I'm not going to sit here and promise you it works out. I don't know your situation, but I'll ask you one question worth sitting with. 2 years from now, you're going to be somewhere. The only variable is whether you arrive there with money that's already been spent or skills that are just getting started. Skills are the only currency that never inflates. And if this helped, you know what to do.